Hi everybody, welcome to Adulting 101 for the month of December, and this month we're tackling macaroni and cheese 2.0. So macaroni and cheese is kind of a staple in a lot of young person's lives. A lot of us are very familiar with this lovely blue box. Those of us that have been cooking for a little bit may know that the ingredients here listed on the side of the blue box may not always be the best way to do it. And some of it's just preference. My daughter likes it very milky, watery. I like it without any milk. And you can add things to it to make it a little more fun. I had family members that always put peas in theirs to try to make it a little healthy. So there's a lot we can do with the blue box. They've even gone and made Velveeta shells and cheese and other ones like that. Today what we're going to do is something just a little bit different, and we're going to make our own cheese sauce with this. And this has become a staple at my house, a family favorite. And the original idea came out of a diet cookbook that I had, and it called for specific foods that just aren't regular around my house. So when I fell off the diet, I started to substitute with things that we kept at home. So I can post the original for you and post what I do, but today we're just going to talk about what I do to make this. So this is our macaroni and cheese 2.0. It is a dish that will have macaroni or some type of pasta. It has broccoli, and it's got chicken, cheese, all in one dish. So to prepare this, I have just some penne. We use whole wheat at my house. The spiral noodles work really well if you prefer those. You can use macaronis if you'd like as well. I think the penne holds a lot more of the goodness in it. I am all about cooking quickly. This whole meal takes maybe 20 minutes from beginning to end. I use canned chicken just because it's easy. I use just regular old cheddar cheese. And you will need a little bit of butter and a little bit of flour and about 2 cups of milk, and this is 2% milk. I've already pre-cooked before we got here today the pasta with the broccoli in it. And all I did is I cooked to the instructions on the box, which it says, I think 10 to 12 minutes for it to cook. So I cook about 7 minutes of it, and then I add broccoli in for the last 4 minutes, and then drain it all together. I've also already preheated up our chicken, so it is already in the container here, ready to be added. And I just cook that until most of the juice that's in the can is evaporated and it's nice and soft. So we're going to get started here. I am going to add my 2 tablespoons of butter. And we'll get that melting a little bit. All right, once it starts heating up, the butter will get where it starts coating all the pan. You can see it kind of sliding around in there. And I just want to make sure that it's coated all the bottom of my pan. You can do this in a saucepan, or I just tend to use the same bowl for everything I'm cooking, less dishes that way. Once most of the butter has melted down, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. This is just all-purpose flour. I'm going to sprinkle it on top of the butter. And this is going to kind of make like a cheese gravy or a cheese sauce. And so then you're going to take the whisk and kind of mix it. And it's going to make little dough balls in there. So if you look, you can see it's kind of clumping together some. You want to do it until it starts to brown a little bit, not burnt, but just enough brown. And this will be what helps the milk stiffen up a little bit more to a sauce rather than just runny milk. So I'm going to add about half of this and mix it around and get it, harden it up, and then I'll mix the rest in. Not hardening, stiffing. this point, a lot of the dough is starting to dissipate into the milk. Depending on how hot you have your burner set for, you may need to continue stirring constantly, and you'll notice it getting thicker quicker. And as it gets thick, you'll want to go ahead and add in the rest of your milk. Like I said, that was just 2 cups. I think mine's 2% milk. The original recipe called for almond milk. So whichever milk you prefer. And you're just going to keep whisking again until it starts to get a little stiff again. Right before that, I add the cheese. I tend to add my salt and pepper so that it gets good incorporated. So I am going to add about half a teaspoon of salt and about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And mix that in. And then I'm going to add the cheese. This is 2 cups of cheese. I use cheddar. I've also used part cheddar, part Colby Jack. My family's preferred both. We're going to kind of mix that around until the cheese is all part of the milk mixture. Look down and see, I just kind of have a cheese gravy, a cheese sauce in here. It might thicken a little more if I let it set a little more. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in some of this pre-cooked stuff. So I'm going to put the chicken in here. Get that mixed around. We'll add in the broccoli and noodles. That just about fills my pot. Now all of this together will serve about 4 people easily as a complete meal. My house has 6, so I always double this when I make it at home. Usually we have leftovers for lunch the next day for a couple of people. And all I'm doing now is I'm getting it to what they call heat through. So although the cheese sauce was warm, I had pre-cooked my noodles and pre-cooked the broccoli and the chicken. So I want to make sure it's got time to get nice and re-warm again so that this can be served. Cheddar tends to mix in really well. It's not very stringy. If you use a lot of like Colby Jack, that one will leave a lot of strings. So as you're going, you'll see a lot of cheese strings. But there we have it. It is a macaroni and cheese 2.0. It's got chicken and broccoli and all in one dish. So I hope this is something your family tries and it enjoys as much as mine has. Next month we'll be back with learning how to sew buttons and do hems with our Adulting 101. I hope you guys had a fabulous Christmas and I hope that your new year is great. Thanks for watching.